welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tari here at I'll Define Myself. If you are new and here for the first time, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. We're going to go ahead and dive into these messages. So this reading is going to be for all of my air signs. Okay, so we'll start off with Aquarius, then we'll go into Gemini, and then we will go into Libra. And I'm going to be channeling messages from Spirit with what each of you guys should focus on with this full moon that's taking place July 10th in the sign of Capricorn. Okay, so in this moment, I encourage you to pause, activate your intuition. Okay, if you have not already, subscribe to the channel, comment, like it, share it. It just helps me to reach more people who need these messages. I appreciate each and every single one of you and am truly just grateful for you to be here. So with that being stated, we will go ahead and get started. Okay, Aquarius. What messages, Spirit, do you have for Aquarius? I apologize in advance for any audio issues. I at the last minute had issues with my headphones, and I don't have a mic, so I'm trying to speak loudly and project. Typically I'm accustomed to my volume being a little lower, so. Spirit, what divine message do you have for Aquarius to start off this reading? The energy has been very introspective. Capricorn energy is very practical, hardworking. Some would argue maybe a little bit of workaholics. But I do think that this full moon energy is channeling a lot of transformation, a lot of reflection. We have physical activity coming through for you. Okay, Aquarius, you need to get active. You need to get active. But I think past the norm of what it means to get physically active, I think we as people underestimate the power of physical activity. So here is your message, Aquarius. This card indicates a need for exercise, which reduces stress hormones and releases feel-good endorphins in the brain, creating an overall sense of well-being, self-confidence, and peace. Because you attract what you feel, when you consistently feel good, you invite blessings into your life. So again, as I mentioned before, and I don't know, maybe there's something, Aquarius, that you've been stressing a little bit about. Maybe there's something that's been on your mind, and it really is one of those things where getting the body moving, because the body encompasses so many things. It's not just the physical aspect of it. It's the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, and if one is out of whack, it can impact all of the others. And sometimes your physical state can be a reflection of your mental and your emotional state. Okay, so Spirit is calling you to get active. But I am curious what, because I feel like it's more than just for health purposes in a physical sense. I feel like maybe you've been having something going on in your mind, Aquarius, and I'm curious to see if that will, be revealed and what messages Spirit has for you regarding that. Anger management. We have anger management coming through. I think something is causing you a lot of frustration. This could be with another individual. This could be frustration with your situation, your current situation. Maybe you're unhappy. This could be just like your overall dwelling. This could be with life. This could be with a job. This could be with another person. But I think that it's been causing you a lot of frustration, like at the end of the day. And Spirit wants you to reset this energy, reclaim this energy, which could also tie into being a bit more introspective when it comes to having honest conversations with yourself about what you are stressing about and what is causing you to have these emotions. but it's time to channel um, some masculine energy and be more proactive in your approach. You do have the power because you have the power to choose. You have the power to control yourself at the end of the day. And you have signs coming through, okay? Your physical, what's going on with you physically could be a clear indicator that it's time for you to surrender, that it's time for you to let go, that it's time for you to take control of how you are moving. You are not a victim. And whatever you are frustrated about, whatever has been causing you stress, you have the power to change it because you have the power to choose and to decide, and you have the power to change you, okay? You can't they say the very definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing and expecting different results. And I think spirit is trying to challenge you to go in a different direction, to move in a different direction, challenge yourself to see something through another lens and another perspective, to help offset whatever you are frustrated about and whatever you may be stressing about. And again, getting that physical activity and getting moving, maybe that's walking more. And again, doing something that you love doing that's physical, right? Not everybody wants to be in the gym, doing circuit training, doing HIIT. You know, I have rheumatoid arthritis, so I'm not out here trying to be doing, burpees and a lot of things that are painful for the knees. But, do Zumba, go on a walk, go on a hike, do swimming, right? Like there are many things that you can do. So find something physical that brings you joy, that brings you peace, and watch how certain aspects of your life are impacted mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, okay? And just continue to remain open to the signs. This could so also involve putting energy out there for the divine to give you signs, right? Signs are everywhere, first and foremost, and I think that's also what spirit is telling you. But are you truly open to receiving the signs and messages that are around you is another thing. And I feel like I'm posing that question to you for a reason, okay? Spirit, what energy should Aquarius channel during this time? Let's see. This physical activity is going to serve as a gateway to your higher self and your connection with the divine, okay? When it also comes to trusting your intuition with all of this and having discernment about next steps, because we don't want to be out here moving through life without intention. So you want to be intentional about how you're moving and intentional about your current situation, where you're trying to do, like what you're trying to do, where you're going, and how you're moving, okay? We have polar bear, okay, coming through for you guys. So polar bear, brave, resourceful, enduring. You are being guided to ignite your spark for life and triumphantly move forward towards your heart's desires. You possess the emotional and physical strength to navigate any landscape with grace and conviction, okay? So I do feel like you've been feeling like you are a bit defeated in whatever situation, whatever is causing you stress, whatever you're frustrated with. But Spirit wants you to channel this polar bear energy, okay? Be brave, be resourceful, and know, okay, that you possess what it takes emotionally and physically to navigate this time in your life with grace and conviction, okay? You control, you have the power because you get to choose for you. You get to decide and you get to control yourself, which is ultimately going to change your perspective, okay? Change your outcome, change your perception. Change your perspective, change your perception, all right? Okay, Spirit, what is one last final message that you have for Aquarius for this full moon in Capricorn? we chat a few things. So we have High Priestess energy coming out for you guys. High Priestess energy. Okay. We actually had two cards come out. So that High Priestess energy, an amazing card. Okay. You are powerful. Okay. You are leaning into this divine feminine energy where you're truly able to tap into your higher self, okay? Tap into your intuition, okay? Tap into knowing and trusting the divine and the process, okay? All right? Then you have 7 of Cups coming through, okay? 7 of Cups energy. So I feel like you are going to have decisions that you are making. I feel like you're going to have options and opportunities that come up, and you are going to have to decide what cup and what direction do I go in. If it's not this, then it's spirit wanting you to know that you can have this, okay? That you can have options. Maybe you set intention for having more options, okay? Um, Spirit also wants you to know that it's okay to dream. And I think a lot of you guys have been so caught up in what is in front of you that you haven't allowed yourself to dream or see beyond what the eye can see. Okay? And Spirit wants you to know that you are fully capable of having your heart's desires. Okay, Aquarius, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. Again, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. There are plenty of messages where this came from. Okay, I'm going to love you and leave you. Until next time. Okay. Moving on to Gemini. Okay, Gemini. We're going to move on to your spiritual messages for this full moon in Capricorn taking place July 10th. We thank you, Spirit, and ask you to give Gemini whatever spiritual guidance that they need, whatever they need to focus on, channel energy towards, all of the above, okay? Take a deep breath, you guys. Pause, activate your intuition, and let's be one together in this moment, okay? We have surrender coming through. So there's something that you need to let go of during this time, which typically for full moons, that is the case. What do you need to let go of, okay? This card indicates a need to surrender your attachment to a particular situation or preferred outcome. Because your inability to let go is impeding your success, desperation blocks manifestation. Therefore, the more you struggle to attract your desire, the more you push it away. Okay? By drawing this card, you are being encouraged to detach from the situation and surrender the outcome to the divine. Well, it can't get any clearer than that, you guys. There's something that you need to let go of. There's something that you need to detach from, okay? This could be a person, place, habit, okay? It could be a thing. It could be a certain situation, okay? It could also be just you sort of being having tunnel vision about something, right? And because you have tunnel vision, you're not able to see clearly because you're not getting the full scope or the full picture. You're not paying attention to what's in your peripheral. You're only paying attention to what's in front of you, meaning you can't see what could possibly be coming up behind you. I hope that makes sense. Let's see if we can get a little bit more clarity on what maybe you need to surrender to, or just any other messages that could provide a little bit of guidance, perhaps, about what you should be surrendering or surrendering to or surrendering for. Let's see. Anger management. Interesting. Gemini, because Aquarius just got this. This is going to be a vibe for the air signs. I'm very curious. But I'm sure you are frustrated because there's something that you are just completely fixated on, or there's something that you just won't let go of. I get the feeling that this isn't necessarily an outcome for everybody. I think that some of this also has to do with something that you just are not letting go of. And I don't think it really has to do with an outside factor. For some of you guys, it does. Again, this is a general reading. These are general messages and general guidance from the divine. But with a lot of you, I think it could be something personal related that you haven't let go of that's been holding you back. And I think it causes you frustration. So maybe during this time, some of you also need to be reflecting, again, being introspective because it's a common theme for this full moon. Being introspective about your habits, what is it that you are doing in your life that is holding you back, that is blocking you, right? It could serve again as a barrier. It's serving as a block means that you are not reaching your full potential. Okay, it can not only serve as a block mentally and emotionally, it can also serve as a block spiritually and physically. Okay, physically, potentially from other people, from you reaching your goals in life, whatever, but only you can have that honest conversation and be introspective with what it is that is actually holding you back at the end of the day. And Spirit wants you guys to have that conversation, to be honest with yourself about it and move forward accordingly. Okay. Let's see. I hear you wouldn't be so frustrated if you just let go. That's what I heard. I feel like you wouldn't be so frustrated if you just let go. Like, not you making your bed and laying in it. I'm sorry, Gemini. I'm not laughing at you. That's not my intention. It's just interesting sometimes uh how certain things are come out. Um but remember, you are choosing not to let go. Okay? Letting go ultimately is also a choice. Okay, Spirit. What other message do you have for Gemini for this full moon in Capricorn? Also, when you're frustrated, you really can't think clearly. So that's another thing to be mindful of. We have appreciation coming through. In the midst of this, because I feel like you spent a lot of time being frustrated or holding on, that it's been very difficult for you to reserve a space for appreciation and gratitude. Which I want to encourage you guys to remember to make space for that. I know that it's probably very frustrating. I also feel like maybe you guys are some of you guys might be in denial as well. Or some of you guys may just be like, "Oh, well, this is just how I am. This is just who I am. This is just how the situation is. This is just what it is." But spirit is letting you know that there's more and that there could be more. There could be something different, but that takes choosing it, right? And so I'm also hearing be appreciative that you get to choose. Be appreciative that you can choose, okay? Um I don't get the feeling that this is a scenario where you don't have any other choice. I I I get the feeling that you ultimately do have the power to decide and to choose, but you are just choosing the latter. Okay, so I'm hearing have an appreciation for the fact that you do get to choose. Okay, Spirit, what energy does Gemini need to channel to progress, to move forward? Ooh. Okay, we've got deer coming through for you guys. Deer. Okay, speed, accuracy, endurance. You're being guided to no longer stand in the shadows of fear. Begin today to allow yourself to be seen. What you seek is there to be found. Take inspired action and a leap of faith towards your heart's desires. So it's time to take action, you guys. If you want something different, you got to do something different. Okay? If you're doing the same old thing, no wonder why you're getting the same results. No wonder why you're frustrated. Okay? But you are also choosing this. So choose different. Okay? Choose something different. All right? Let's see. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see what's your final message to sort of wrap all of this up in a nice, neat bow for you guys. Spirit, what final message do you have for Gemini for this full moon energy in Capricorn? Again, introspection has been a common theme so far in all of the readings. Every single last one of them. Let's see. Whew. Trying to figure out what slipped up. Okay, so we have temperance in reverse coming through. Okay. Temperance in reverse coming through. So that tells me that there is something that is out of whack. Okay. There's something that isn't balanced. You could be doing too much of something or too little of something. Okay. I heard you don't have any chill. That's what I heard. And so I really feel like Spirit is calling you for this full moon in Capricorn to be honest about some things that you need to change in your life. Be honest about how they're impacting others. Be honest about how they're impacting yourself. And be honest about the consequences. Be honest with yourself about your need to change, your need to grow, okay? And you choosing this ultimately because you do have a choice. I feel like I just heard somebody say, but I don't have a choice, but you do. Okay? And Spirit is calling you to choose different, okay? You have the power to do it. You can do it, so just do it, okay? Not trying to be harsh. It's just really what's what's coming through, and it's kind of the energy because I feel like you don't need to be coddled with this. I feel like you need to know that there has to be a change, okay? And there is some sort of imbalance, there's some sort of extreme, there's some sort of addiction, something that you have been fighting and probably have been fighting for a while that's been causing you frustration that you really, really need to tackle. And Spirit is telling you, like, now is the time, but you have to be honest with yourself that it is an actual problem and you have to want to do something different, Gemini. You have to. For every action, there is a reaction, there is a consequence, okay? And there are consequences for your actions. So think about the decisions that you're making. Think about whatever this is that has been consuming you and taking over your life in excess. And finally make a decision to do something different, okay? That's what I have for you, lovelies. If this message resonated, and I hope it did, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. There are plenty of messages where this came from, and I'm sending you all peace, love, and joy. And yes, just take care of yourself, okay? I'm going to love you and leave you until next time. Okay, next we are going to be moving on to Libra. Sorry, you guys, taking off. Sorry if you hear the clanking. I'm taking off my jewelry. Okay, Libra. Libra. Let's see what messages Spirit has for you for this full moon energy in Capricorn, taking place July 10th. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements. Okay. Let's see what messages Spirit has for you, Libra. I encourage you to pause, take a deep breath, activate your intuition, and let's be one together in this moment. We have the number 6 coming through, so you may be seeing angel number 6 quite often, which represents and symbolizes love. Ooh, love. Who doesn't love love, okay? This card indicates a need to see the world through the eyes of love and to remember at all times that only love is real. When you look beyond the illusion to see the beauty in the world, you align yourself with Source and the intentions of your soul. Because you attract what you are, when you see through the eyes of love, that's what will surround you in all areas of your life, okay? I just heard I just heard change your perspective, change your reality. And I do feel like Spirit is calling you to do that. Like now is a prime time for you to do that. Maybe some of you guys have been feeling like blah when it comes to life, or like this is it, like is this it? Is this life, is this all life has to offer? Is this what my life is about? And I'm almost feeling like there's a sense of defeat. And Spirit wants you to know that you're not defeated. Like you're so much more. Like you're loved. You're loved and you are loved. Let's see, Spirit, what other messages do you have for Libra during this time? For a minute there I got sad, but I see that in your future on the other side, there is some unexpected news that I think is going to help you guys when it comes to changing this trajectory that you've been on, and it's going to serve as a catalyst for you changing your perspective, to change your reality, to look at life through this lens of love and not fear, to look at this life through look at life through love and not desperation, right? To look at life through love and not sadness. Something good is coming your way, Libra. Something good is coming your way. Something I feel like is life changing. It's life changing because it does change your perspective, which does then change your reality. And so it's like, what is that? What could that good news be? I'll probably ask for some clarity about that. Because you have celebration. You have celebration. Something's coming to you. Something is coming to you. And it's either one of those things where, because this is a general reading, it could apply differently for different people, but I get the feeling that Spirit is like, okay, change your perspective, change your reality, i.e., good news celebration. Or for some of you, you have already experienced this and you're in the midst of the celebration and embracing and embodying this. So you've had good news that has impacted your perspective or your perception, and your reality has then since changed, and you've been able to manifest and celebrate where you are right now. But either way, you're either walking into it, or you're either getting ready to step into it, or Spirit is like, here's the blueprint. Like, you want C, I'm giving you A and B to get to C. Okay? And so it's just a matter of whether or not you're going to sit in a space and place to receive this message. Like, are you paying attention to the signs that are around you? Are you sitting in a space and place where you are open, willing, able, and ready to receive what the divine has for you? It's one thing to want it, but are you sitting in a space and place where you can receive it, where you can truly accept it and appreciate it, and not block yourself from your own blessings? Because believe it or not, people do it more than often. We have Black Panther coming through, okay? Black Panther, independent, clever, fascinating. You're being guided to observe your surroundings, those signs, and keep your own counsel. Find clarity and then express your inner and outer beauty to the world. Pounce on the opportunities that feed your soul with purpose and passion. Awaken now to your own personal powers, talents, and freedom. Personal powers, talents, and freedom. Mm. Keep your eyes open, okay? Um, that is how you truly see. And when I say eyes, I mean eye. Like, I mean that third eye, okay? I'm hearing, if you're going to be open to the signs, be open to the signs. And when your eye needs to be open, when spirit is calling you for your eyes to be open, that means your eye needs to be open. Your third eye needs to be fully activated and open, okay? Because it's going to serve you well when it comes to having discernment, okay, with how to navigate what's coming towards you, okay? What's coming towards you, but also to what you're currently in right now. If you were still in that stage of trying to change your perspective to change your reality. Okay. So we have, let me see, we have the Seven of Wands coming through, but the Seven of Wands is coming in reverse, and so that is telling me that some of you guys might be struggling. Some of you guys might be struggling right now, struggling with being able to change your perspective, to actually believe that you can change your reality. I feel like it's the belief there. There's some doubt. There's some doubt going on there. Definitely some doubt going on here. But I wonder if I can get clarity, spirit, and some insight on this good news, or what Libra will be celebrating. See if we can get some clarity on that. We have Queen of Pentacles coming through. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. So we've got some water, earth energy there. I always think Pentacles, earth energy, but so I'm seeing some stability somewhere. I'm seeing some stability somewhere in your life. I think it's something that you have been craving for, trying to strive for, trying to reach for, and it's something that you've been waiting for a long time that you didn't see as your reality, but as an end result of the work that you have been putting in, that you are currently putting in, and that you are working towards, you will be celebrating this. Okay. Take some time to focus on yourself, because that's something also that the Queen of Pentacles in reverse is telling me. Be self-centered. Like, be self-centered, because you need to be that way during this time. Okay, Libra, that is all that I have for you at the moment. All right. Please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. There are plenty of messages where this came from, and I want to make sure that you do not miss any. Please like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate each and every single last one of you for being here and for showing up. And it just helps me to be able to reach more people that need these messages. Okay, Libras, I'm going to love you and leave you. Until next time.